All right, President Trump going on a charm offensive, rallying behind Republican legislation to repeal Obamacare. Moments ago, he met with top GOP lawmakers, and he sounded pretty optimistic about prospects for passage. Watch.
We must act now to save Americans from the imploding Obamacare disaster. This is the time we're going to get it done. We're working together. We have some great results. We have tremendous spirit, and I think it's something that's just going to happen very shortly.
And last night, the White House played host to a night of bowling and pizza to sell some concerned conservatives on their health care plan as the best shot they have. Next week, the president will have a full-blown rally in Nashville pitching the plan. Vice President Pence is going to be making an appearance this weekend to pitch it in Louisville. Is it going to be enough to win over some of the skeptics? Joining me right now, one of the skeptics, Fox News' contributor, Deroy Murdock. Good to see you, Deroy. What's your biggest concern about this right now?
Well, I'm all for pizza and bowling. Those are wonderful things. But I don't think this Ryan Care plan, if you want to call it that, goes anywhere near far enough. It contains many of the taxes that exist in Obamacare. It doesn't have some of the things I'd like to see, such as the ability to buy insurance across state lines.
But they're working on that.
They're working on that. They'll say that'll be in phase 2 or phase 3, but who knows when phase 2 and phase 3 will happen? Who knows if the whole thing blows up at some point? There are a number of concerns of that sort. Tax credits not going directly to individuals so they can go shop for insurance. The money goes directly to the insurance companies, which really is really sort of an insurance bailout. So if this is a starting point and there are negotiations, this thing changes, that's fine. And both Vice President Pence and President Trump have said they're going to work on that, and that's great. So
and I think
they really need to work on this and make this
one of the things
much better than it is now.
Conservatives have started to recognize in the last few days is that, you know, it's one alternative to the other, right? You know, you're either going to go with something that means Obamacare, a continuation of Obamacare, or you're going to repeal and replace this thing. And maybe you don't get everything right away, but at least come to some kind of agreement soon, because if you don't, it puts this in jeopardy. It puts tax reform in jeopardy. And there are things that just need to be done.
I think there's a much better starting point, and that's what Rand Paul and Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio have been pushing, which is a bill that was supported by all but 4 Republicans across all of Capitol Hill just in January of last year. And that is something that completely repeals Obamacare, ends all the Obamacare taxes, et cetera. That had all the Republican votes but 1 in the Senate and all of the House Republican votes but 3. Okay. And that was actually put onto Obama's desk. So why, with a Republican president, the Republicans now are want to put onto President Trump's desk something that's to the left of the bill they put onto Obama's desk baffles me. I think they should take that, put that on his desk, use that as a starting point.
I just have about a minute, Roy, and you know, I got you. So I got lots of stuff I want to ask you while you're here. Nancy Pelosi just out moments ago saying, and I quote, that Donald Trump didn't lift a finger to create jobs. What's your reaction to that?
That's an amazing comment. You know, I think he's actually received some criticism from people who say that he's meeting with these companies one by one and pressuring them to hire. You know, Carrier, for example. I believe he's talked to Boeing. He's talked to a number of the auto companies.
By the way, we got proof, right?
Yeah.
Roll the tape. But you can see him in these, we get some video we can show the viewer of all of these examples where he is out there. He is meeting with these CEOs.
Doubt,
and, you know, by the way, it made the left kind of mad and a little bit nervous. Remember during the whole transition when he kept meeting with these folks? He's
lifting his finger. Some would say he's lifting his voice, maybe too much. Some people have said, well, he's browbeating these companies more than we should have happening in a free market economy. So for better or for worse, he is sitting down, meeting one-on-one with companies. And a lot of these companies have said, you know what, we will build a factory in the United States. We'll cancel our plans to move the factory to Mexico or to China. So you cannot say that he's not lifted a finger.
Is this desperation on Nancy Pelosi's part?
Look, Nancy Pelosi and the other Democrats have nothing to offer. They're fresh out of ideas. I would love to hear what Nancy Pelosi's ideas are to move forward in any direction. Instead, you just hear nonstop complaints about Trump saying
I know her idea. She wants to tax you more so she can create more government jobs, right? And that's how you get the job creation.
They're not even talking about tax increases. All they do is whine about Trump. I'd like to hear one solid, decent idea out of Nancy Pelosi.
Well, and honestly, and there was a recent report out this week that talked about this. This was the problem with the Democrats in this election cycle. They didn't come up with enough policy ideas.
There's no message. There's no message other than we hate Trump. That's the end of it.
Deroy, good to see you.
Trish, good to see you.
All right, Starbucks, everyone, planning to hire 10,000 refugees in response to the president's travel order.